You go. Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Caron. I am your independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am here with you tonight for another, well, I would call it another episode of Case the Catty, but y'all, I'm changing my format just a little bit for Case the Catty. We are still gonna case the catalog, but I'm calling this chatting, what did I call it? What did I call it? Chatting Catty. That's what I'm naming it. Chatting Catty.
Case and chat, I think.
Yeah, but I think I'm changing that because I like chatting Catty. So like chatting people, chat, catty. So chatting Catty is what I'm calling it. I changed the name later. I came up with that at work. So what the whole concept of chatting Catty will be that I will invite some of my friends. Actually, I'll invite anybody that wants to join me on Zoom. And you can join me live here on video, and we'll stream to Zoom, and we're still going to case the catalog, you guys. So if you have the products and you know well enough in advance what we're casing, if you have the products and you want to join us, join me on the Zoom link and come on in and let's create some cards. So again, I'm Caron. I'm your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and joining me tonight is Miss Sharon Coleman, another Stampin' Up demonstrator, and she's gonna join me tonight. I think she's not gonna stay long. I think she said she has something else to do, so she'll be here for a little bit. But anything that you see us demonstrate tonight, you guys, please shop on my online store, www.sweetsignatures.stampinup.net. The link to my online store is in. Hi, Bobby. Thanks, Bobby, for popping in. The link to my online store will be in the description box. If there's anything that you see in the demonstration tonight that you like, please don't hesitate to use the host code. And then, of course, when you place an order of $50 or more, you will receive a free gift with purchase. You guys, we are in the last days of Sale-A-Bration. I am a little upset about that because there's only one Sale-A-Bration this year. Go figure, only one. And Sale-A-Bration, as you know, is when you purchase, when you make for every $50 purchase that you make in the catalog, or you make, you are eligible to shop the Sale-A-Bration catalog either in the $50 category or in the $100 category, depending on what it is you purchase. That ends on February 28th. So you only got a few more days to stock up on those items that's still in the catalog, in the Sale-A-Bration catalog. Also, you guys, I'm hoping that I will have a couple of people that join my team during Sale-A-Bration. This is an awesome time to join the Stampin' Up family. You can get up to $175 worth of products this month for either $99 or for $129. If you do for the $129 sign up fee tonight or during Sale-A-Bration, you will have one of the Sale-A-Bration, the Stampin' Up mini cut and emboss machines that you can add, and you can have it in blue. This is boho blue, or you can have it in the white. Y'all, I have both. Blue is my favorite color, so I just have to have anything that is in blue. Love this little guy. So compact, so lightweight, and this is what I use when my space on my desk starts to shrink rapidly. This is what I pull out. Okay, so with that, you guys, let me also remind you, thanks for stopping in. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and invite your friends to sign up and watch my videos. I have a goal to reach of 300 subscribers by March 15th, and that is coming up really quickly. One more thing of admin notes before we get ready to get started tonight is, you guys, coming up in March, on the 1st of March, is our first ever online exclusive products from Stampin' Up. And Stampin' Up is just starting to do the online. And what that is that every Stampin' Up going to debut a new product or a new series of products that will only be available online in each of the demonstrators' online stores. Now, I think some of them will only be while supplies last, and I think there's others that, Sharon, I think they might carry over if I remember correctly. Is that correct?
I think so.
All right. So this month, well, demonstrators are able to pre-order it. That's the other thing about being a demonstrator, y'all. We get to pre-order, okay? And I don't know about you. I have this thing about fear of missing out. So I have some serious FOMO. And sometimes when Stampin' Up brings these products out there, I mean, they hit and they're so popular that they run out so fast that I am lucky and I'm privileged to be a demonstrator. So I'm never one of those that have to worry about not getting what I want. Take it from me. All right. So included in the new online exclusive is a stamp and die bundle. And now this is only the stuff that us as demonstrators were able to pre-order. I'm understanding that come 1 March, which is when everything will be available for all of our customers, there will be additional items that will be in the online exclusive section. But for the online exclusives, for demonstrator pre-order, we can order this awesome stamp and die bundle that's called Irresistible Blooms. The sweet collection is called Hello Irresistible. That's wrong one. Wrong one. I don't know where I put it now. Oh, well, I'll share with you that when I find it later on tonight. And then it comes with the coordinating dies, which I shared with you in my unboxing. I'll make a link to that video where I did the product premiere. And these designer papers, they are the most gorgeous things in person when you get to see them. But I just wanted to share with you about the online exclusives. So tonight, what are we doing tonight? We are casing the Sale-A-Bration catalog. And yes, I know it is Sale-A-Bration ends on the 28th, but y'all, there was some gorgeous, gorgeous things in the Sale-A-Bration catalog, and I didn't quite get to present them all to you. So I'm going to share them as I can, and I'm going to still use them after Sale-A-Bration is over because I like them. That's why I bought them. So what we're going to case tonight is the designer paper. You guys, this paper, the last time I checked our inventory status, it is no longer available. That's how popular it was. It is no longer available. So here's the designer series paper. And we're going to try to get through, I'm going to try to do 3 cards tonight. This one, and this one. If we have a little bit more time, we'll do more, but this is what I'm hoping to get through tonight. And I'm going to start with the simplest one, which is this one. So let me share with you the designer series paper, the pack. It is a 12 by 12.
Be careful.
It is a 12 by 12 pack. Sharon, do you have this, right?
Yes.
Perfect. And let me share with you. Let me just take this out of here. So in the pack, and you'll see why this is so gorgeous, y'all. So here it is. Just remind me of Field of Flowers and such delicate flowers. There is 2 sheets of each design, right? And here's the first one. And the reason why I got so many is because I love both the front side and the back side. And because I did love both sides and I can't decide, I had to have enough that I could use both. So this is the first one. Here's your second. Same. I love this print because you know what, guys, I can already see 6 cards right off the bat with just how you cut this cardstock. And the other side. Now this is a directional print, so you need to make sure if you're cutting and you're using this side that you're very cognizant of how you cut it. Excuse me, so that the side that you really want to demonstrate I'm sorry, is what's showing. This is another print that you can definitely cut this Again, I see about 8 cards here. 1, 2, 3. And then you can use these guys here as accent pieces. So you get so much for your buck. So much bang for your buck. And look at this guy. Isn't this gorgeous? This is why I had to have 2. Now, if you don't have 2, if you didn't buy 2 packs or get 2 packs, make sure that when you're cutting, you keep one in this orientation, the front side, and then this one. That way you're able to benefit from both sides. Here's the other one. This one's a little bit more neutral. And here's the back side. That's fresh freesia is what I'm seeing there. Definitely see some rich raspberry in the colors. And here's the back side of the print. And here's our last. Okay, the first one you saw had a green pear pistache old olivey print, and this one is more of our petal pink print. Okay, so when you look at the back of the packaging, Stampin' Up tells you what colors these cardstock, this designer paper will pair with. And they tell you it's Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Rich Raspberry, and Starry Sky. All right, so let's get started, you guys, because this card will be very simple. And so let's find the designer paper that has that print. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't remember that one in there. I think we're going to have to do some stamping on this one. Right, Sharon?
Might have to.
Yeah. Because I thought that paper was in there. I don't see that one. Oh, no, here it is. Duh. It's a good thing we already have some cut. So this is already cut to 6 by 6. And so this is what we're going to use to create this card. And so all I'm going to do right now is grab my paper trimmer. And I'm going to cut this down to, seems like they have this as a full card front, but I don't like to waste my paper like that. When I say waste, I'm going to trim this to 4 by 5 1/4 and mat it on a piece that's 1/8 bigger. Okay. So we got 4. So with this piece right here, we can go right ahead and make 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And then 5 1/4.
Damn it, I did it again.
And I'm going to trim it from this side. And so what I'm going to need also, because of how I'm cutting this, is I'm going to need a piece of cardstock that I'm going to mount this on something that's about 1/8 bigger. So this needs to be 4 1/8. By 5 3/4. I'm sorry, by 5 3/8. 4 by 5 1/4. Yep, 5 3/8. And with my liquid glue, I'm going to mount this. So this is what I was telling you about how you're careful about when you're cutting on the other side. You see how I cut it this way? If this was directional, if I needed it to go this way, then I would not have been able to cut the cardstock this way, this orientation. All right. And because this is only 1/8 of an inch bigger, we should pretty much have like maybe about a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is just grab myself a piece of basic white cardstock thick. I'm going to go with the thick, and I'm going to mat this on that cardstock. Make sure I burnish my folds. Sharon, how was stamping today?
Yeah, we had a good time.
Did you? Did everybody show up today? Who did not? Who was there?
It was Elaine and Yvonne and Cheryl and me.
Okay, the crew.
It was the crew.
All right, and so we're just gonna add this right there. And again, this is gonna look a little bit different. Sometimes I take a little bit of poetic license when I'm casing, just to suit my own style. And and how I prefer to cut my cardstock. I would prefer when I cut my cardstock to excuse me. I'm trying to grab my, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna grab a piece of that foam adhesive strip sheet, cut it down to size and get that mounted, and then we'll get the rest of the card going. I love my foam adhesive sheets. I'm one of those people that when I stamp normally, because of how much dimensionals I do use in my cards, it's just more economical sense for me to buy the sheets. Okay, and we're gonna get this mounted. There we go. And there we go. All right, so this part is done. And you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, I should have done that before I mounted it. I'm gonna grab my blending brush, y'all. And this looks like green to me. I'm gonna grab my Pear Pizzazz and my Old Olive. And I'm gonna start with my Pear Pizzazz. Bet you didn't know you could do that, huh? Hey, Sharon, Beck says she misses you.
Who is that?
Rebecca says she misses you.
Oh, I miss her too.
Becca, how come you didn't join me on Zoom? All right, so this is how, I was wondering, I was like, where, I didn't find that piece of paper or in the designer series in that pack, but you know what, you guys? This is how Stampin' Up! Has added that color. That is another technique that you can use, is you can color your designer series paper. You don't have to leave it the color that it is. You can, as you can see right now, I am adding color to this cardstock or to this designer series paper. Now I should have done it before I mounted it, but I didn't realize I could do that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so there's that. And then I was gonna go in with Old Olive, but I'm just gonna go a little bit darker. And that's how I'm gonna achieve my gradation of color. And it's always easier to add more ink than it is to take it away. So I always dab some off. There you go. Perfect, so that's done. Now, the sentiment, let's take a look and see. It says the best is yet to come. So let's grab the stamp set, Dainty Delight. a minute. I grabbed my stamp set earlier and I have no idea where I put it. That is so like me, to grab my things and have no idea what I do with them. I just had it too. All right. I'll find. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So it says the best is yet to come. This is in the Dainty Delight set, and this set is in this bundle is in the January to April mini catalog. So you still have time to get that. And let's grab this guy out. The best is yet to come. And I'm gonna use a punch. Sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I much prefer to use punches than I do to pull out the dies. Just preference. And it forces me to use my, really forces me to use my punches. Otherwise they would sit there and collect dust. And I'm trying to avoid the collection of dust around here. Right, Becca? Oh my goodness. I have got something in my throat tonight. All right, so I'm grabbing a piece of Balmy Blue. And just as a tip for you guys, these little cases, take care, Becca. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. These cases, the dies for Stampin' Up comes in. I sometimes will use them and I will label them and I will put my scraps in them. And then keep these in a little fridge bin or something. And that's how I try to organize my scraps. I say try because I'm not always successful or I'm not always on top of it. And obviously you're limited by the size or the width of what you can put in there. But I do try to, when I have scraps, to make a little jacket for it. And this is how I store my scraps. All right, so let's get our sentiment going, and let's see, which one does this look like here? Oh, I think this is the happy labels. Okay, well, we're not going to spend too much time trying to figure that out. We're just going to grab a punch and make it work. Oh, I might like this. Yeah, let's go with this one. Lasting labels. Oh, that's big. That might be a little big for this. That might be a little big. When I'm trying to decide on my stamps, which is something I have not started doing yet, is I wanted to have like a little key ring that I'm going to create, that I'm going to punch all of my labels so that I have them already sized out. And then that way, something like if I start out with like a 3x3 card and I punch it, and then that way if I keep it on a keyring, I will already automatically know what size sentiment can fit in there. So that's another organization project that I'm getting ready to start. I haven't done it yet, but that's something that's on my list of things to do. All right, so let's get this stamped out. And there we go. So what gorgeousness did you make today, Sharon? Do you want to share with us what you made?
All I did was my St. Patrick's Day card.
Oh, okay. I absolutely loved it. You had a lot of fun with it?
Yeah.
Okay. I
was
loved it.
just trying it.
Okay. How many St. Patrick's Day cards are you gonna make?
I hope 6.
Okay.
8.
Okay. Do you normally send them out?
No.
Okay.
But I have these friends that expect cards.
I wonder who those guys are.
And
I wonder who those guys are.
And I always feel guilty when I get them from them and I haven't done anything.
Oh, wait, that didn't come out the way I thought it
I
would.
am out of, it looks like.
I'm not sure why that didn't come out even. Yeah, the one thing I'm noticing about myself with stamping is like my eyes are getting horrible. My vision is getting absolutely ridiculous. And I'm finding that my depth perception seems to be a little off. So I can't always tell what's straight and what's not.
Yeah.
See, because I don't know what that
Comes
is.
with age, my dear.
Oh my God. See, that's not straight. Maybe I didn't put my label on right. Did I not put my label on right? Because what looks this straight this way to me doesn't look straight on the other way. Oh my goodness.
I am out of foam adhesive and did not know it.
Uh-oh.
I thought I had it in my drawer. And I don't.
All right, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna change my stamp set because this one has got me stumped. I must have put my label on there. Catty Wampus, because I'm gonna use this one. Sending love during this season of growth. I must have put my label on Catty Wampus because it's not stamping straight at all. I might have to use Stamparatus for that one. I might have to break out the old Stamparatus. All right, let's see what we got here. And the only reason I'm not concerned about how it's stamping is because if I was using a circle punch or a circle die, it really wouldn't matter because there's no angles or anything like that that you need to consider with a circle.
Yeah.
But obviously with anything other than a circle, you have to make those kind of considerations. All right, so let's get that stamped out, punched out. And then a punch. I'm looking for another piece of designer paper. Excuse me. I'm not very organized tonight, you guys. I thought I was on point today, but I'm not. I thought I was. All right, this is what we're going to use. And I'm just going to cut this in half. This way. Add the designer paper as my mat. Here. And I'm actually giving this a little bit of a bigger mat. And here we go. All right, so we've got our sentiment stamped out. Then I need a little bit of twine, baker's twine. You drinking anything tonight, Sharon?
I'm sorry?
You drinking anything good tonight?
Nah.
No. Thought you were going to tell me you had this awesome bottle of wine that you were working on.
No, not tonight. I've had a real bad sinus headache lately.
Oh, did you?
So I've been kind of
staying off the sauce, so to speak.
Yeah,
So to speak.
yeah, so to speak.
All right. This is how I cheat when I make my bows. Y'all, I'm horrible at making bows. You know this. So I have my little my cheat ways.
You don't have a
I do. I have 2 of them. Actually, I have 3 of them, I think. But what does that matter that I have 3 of them? It's just one more thing I have to reach for.
Oh, mine stays right in front of me.
Just don't think about it so often sometimes. All right, so there we go with this. Spread my little loopies out a little bit. And then all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to mount a piece of tape, score tape on the back of my sentiment. Let's see. This is the bottom-ish. Put a piece of score tape here. Then all I'm going to do is try to mount this guy just like so. Here we go. Then I'm going to grab this guy from there, like that. Then I'm going to go in with some more That's the other thing I love about the foam sheets is that I can cut it to whatever shape that I'm looking for. Okay. Then we're going to add this to our card front, and our first card will be finished. Oops. I want this guy to be up here. Oops. Make sure you're straight. And there we go. All right, so we have our first card that's done. And again, this is casing or copying, sharing. And I don't ever call it copy and share everything, because when I get done with it, I add my own little touches to things. And so it's really not, I'm not copying and sharing everything. It's just some things I'm choosing to copy and share. Sometimes I'll case the layout. Sometimes I'll case the colors. And sometimes I'll case everything. So, and then I'm just gonna go in with these loose frosted dots, you guys. This is from the new online exclusive collection. I'm looking for my take your pick tool. And I'm gonna add a couple of gems on here. Now, no card that I make is ever complete without gems. Unless it's a masculine card. And let me tell you, sometimes I find it very difficult even then not to add gems and all kinds of stuff. But so I don't make a lot of masculine cards as a general rule. Definitely for birthdays for my dad and my brother and cousin, my nephews and stuff. Father's Day, Christmas. But other than that, y'all, I just don't make a lot of masculine cards unless there's somebody has asked me to do that. Because when I can't put bling on it, I'm like miserable. And that's just personal preference. All right, so let's grab and go with this one. I'm gonna put that here. So I need to put 2 more adhesive. I'm gonna grab one of the pink ones and I'm gonna put that here. Then I'm gonna pop one of the other colors. I'm gonna put that here. All right, we're gonna let all of this dry and card number 1 is done. And I'll bring it back at the end to showcase all of the cards that we create tonight. All right, so the next card I think we're gonna dive right into. I think this one seems fairly simple, easy enough. So let's grab our cardstock. I see our designer paper is I think it's more of the blue one. I think it's more of this one, although it really doesn't matter. Okay, and I think, let me see, what size does it look like to me? This looks like it's either a, this looks like it's 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at 4 again because I like to keep the strips even. So I'm just going to cut it to 4. Gotta be mindful for what's on the back. So I'm gonna grab my trimmer again. And I'm gonna cut this to 4 inches. Now, one of the beautiful things about the Stampin' Up! Trimmers, you guys, is that Stampin' Up! Has these little lips that totally helps to line things up. If I wanted to cut this at 6 inches, there's this lip right here, you guys, and once you line that up, I mean, it is, you know, it's 6 inches, provided it's flush. I don't see too many trimmers that offer that as a feature. But again, if you have a little bit of challenges like I do with lining things up, every little thing helps. And that is definitely a factor for me. All right, so I cut this to 4. And I'm gonna cut this, well, I'm gonna cut it at 6. All right, again, all the pieces are in their normal shapes and pattern. And I need this to be, if this is going to be cut down eventually to 3 3/4 by 5, so I need to trim this to 5. So I have a 1 inch strip, and then this needs to be 3 3/4. Okay. So I'm going to grab a sheet of cardstock, the Pear Pizzazz, I believe is what I'm going to go with. And I'm going to cut this down to A2 size. And for me, for A2, that means I score on I score on the 4 1/4. And then I'll cut on the 5 1/2. I typically and generally do most of my cards with that cutting as my card base. And I typically tend to do most of my cards in the portrait orientation. All right, so we have this, and we can put this away for now. And we'll put the other piece away. Let's go ahead and burnish our card in our fold. I need a drink of water, y'all. I had a pretty good day today. We are doing warrant amnesty at work, Sharon. Do you know what that is?
Doing what?
Warrant amnesty.
I'm not sure. I think I do.
Yeah, so that's something at the court where for a period of time, if you have warrants, we waive the warrant fee.
Uh-huh.
When you come in and you take care of your tickets and your fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna go in and I want to, where is my VersaFine? Because I'm gonna add a little bit of heat embossing to what I'm gonna do next. So you'll need your some clear heat embossing powder. And I tend to use, when I'm doing some heat embossing, I tend to use my VersaFine Clear. And I use that because that ink takes a little bit of a minute to dry. So I have time to add the adhesive, I'm sorry, the embossing powder without worrying that it, you know, it would not adhere. So I'm gonna go in with the VersaFine Clear in black. And I'm gonna add some texture to my card front panel just by stamping and heat embossing this image. Make sure we get good transfer. Grab my embossing powder spoon. Y'all, I bought this spoon. I need to have my favorite things, because I shop a lot on Amazon for things that just are awesome in craft in my card making. Do you have a lot of things that you use, Sharon?
Yes, way too much.
What are some of your favorite things that you use from Amazon?
Well, right now, my very favorite thing is the miniature, the little bitty glue gun.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I say glue gun, it's not. It's the little narrow, fine tip. And I'm
okay.
using it more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
So it is my new favorite, and I keep thinking, why haven't I used it before now? I mean, I've just got
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and heat set our embossed image. Put that away. And then, so this is ultimately going to be like this on this card. So we'll definitely leave it like that. And so what's the other thing that we need to do? We need to add some more oomph and pizzazz. So it looks like they pulled out the coordinating die. And you know, I cased the catalog because, quite honestly, the designers and the artists, the artisans at Stampin' Up do such a great job. And sometimes, you know, I've heard a lot of people, I've heard some people say, I wasn't sure about what it is just by the image in the catalog. But I find that since I've been creating them or recreating them for this purpose, I find that really honestly and truly that they do have some really good designs.
Yeah. If you really pay attention
You know,
to
and
what
it's just when you actually create them yourselves, it just looks different. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. All right, so I could pull out some Pear Pizzazz cardstock, but I'm not going to do that. Just another tip for you: if you ever happen to run short of something, if you have, the good thing about Stampin' Up is that everything that we have color coordinates. The cardstock coordinates with the ink pad, coordinates with the refill, coordinates with the Stampin' Right marker, and coordinates with the ribbon if there's ribbon, coordinates with the Stampin' Blend if there isn't. So really what you can do is, if you for whatever reason run out of your Pear Pizzazz, grab a sheet of basic white, y'all, grab a blending brush and grab the ink and go ahead and create your paper. Okay, Now, it might be a little bit lighter or darker, depending on how much pressure, how much ink you add, but whatever you create will be in that same family because the ink coordinates. So I'm going to die cut this little leaf branch, this little branch here. And again, I didn't want to go in and go grab more cardstock. So I'm cheating a little bit. I am cheating. And so I'm going to go ahead and just create my die cut out of some basic white cardstock, some ink pads, the ink pad, and the blending brush. And the beauty of it is that I'm going to have a little bit of, I guess, ombre in my shading because it won't be exactly the color of, and I won't put it exactly there. I should start this. Oh, yeah. I want to make it come out that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this guy. I'm going to reach in and grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the mini boss. And then hopefully I can find my plates, which I had here earlier, and I moved somehow. Isn't that a blip? The smaller, my workspace just gets smaller and smaller and smaller the more I work.
So does mine.
The plight of a stamper, huh?
Yes.
Oh,
And I'm pretty good about putting it up as I use it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not quite good enough yet.
Oh my gosh. I just put it off to the side and then say I'll get to it later. And by golly, I hope and I pray that I get to it later. But now I need my plates and I really don't know where they are. Because I put them on the side. I put them on a side, and now the side, I don't know which side I put them on. I slept since then.
Yeah.
Well, this is not good. All right, so I have to figure this out. Can I put it over here? My plate? Yeah, I really am. This is why I 9 times out of 10, I keep myself off of the camera. Because I don't want you guys to see me hunting and pecking and looking for this stuff. So I typically do not
there's
come on
my
camera.
case, the Catty.
Oh, you did one? Let me see. Let me spotlight you so we can see what you made. Let me spotlight. Oh, let's see. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
I do
like it.
wish
Oh, did you use blue?
Yeah, I use Starry Sky.
Okay. Okay.
I did it around the die cut.
Uh-huh.
I just took the die cut and sliced it in half.
Uh-huh.
And then the gems and the bow.
Okay. Nice. You said you do wish you had done something. What do you wish you had done?
I wish I had used Orchid Oasis instead. I think it would. If I had put it up there, I might have done that. But I didn't put it up there.
Okay. All right. So give me a minute. Let me go really and try to find my plates because I do need my plates.
Yeah, and I need to go. I've got to get the dog taken out and get him down.
Well, I thank you for stopping in, and hopefully you'll join me next week. Next week we are going to feature the Day at the Farm DSP.
Oh, okay. I'll be working on it.
All righty.
I'll be thinking about it. Okay. Good night.
All righty. Good night. All right. So I found my plates. And a tip with your plates, you guys, let me just share with you, because this is something that someone shared with me recently. When you're doing your plates, sometimes if you put everything, you stack everything even here, make sure I get on the camera. If you stack everything even here, trying to get it to go through the plate is just very thick. So with it, and I've been using it for a while, is to stagger your plates. So you'll have or make it an E, right? So you'll have one plate, inner plate, and then outer plate. Can you see that? So that's another tip for you. If you're having trouble, and not just with Stampin' Up, the emboss, any of them, if you find that you're having that bit of trouble, just go ahead and stagger them in an E-ish pattern. And then that way, that will should help for them to go through and cut a little bit easier. Okay. And then we just process. Yes, that cutting noise is normal. And let me tell you, the other thing, remember I told you about those little jackets? Y'all, I store my plates in them as well. Okay. Make sure I put this away because I will lose it. See, I'm already losing things. There it is. I tend to move things around, and by that I mean I hide them from myself. Okay. Let's grab this guy, put him back there. That way I don't lose it. Grab our die cut. Alrighty. So note to self is when you're doing this, make sure that your cutting plates are on the entire die. Yeah. So I'm just going to line this back up. Turn it around. The reason I have to do that is because when I passed it on the bottom edge, it didn't cut that image completely. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up. And I'm not going to run the entire plate through because I don't want to run the risk of over die cutting. And yes, I could run it. I could do another, but I'm not gonna, right? And I'm only gonna run this through about halfway, like that. Because all I needed was that little piece to cut. Let's make sure we cut it. Yep, there we go. And that's how you fix a boo-boo. That's how you fix a boo-boo. The beauty of lives, you guys, is that honestly and truly, I could come on here and show you guys perfect, well, not perfect because I'm not perfect, but we can show you perfect stamping, but nobody's stamping is ever perfect. That means you've edited some stuff out, and I'm always going to come to you real and honest, and show you what I've done and how to fix whatever it is you've done if we've made a mistake. All right, so what does it show us? Here we go. So we're just gonna grab a piece of that and go and add it to, yeah, that's it. Another tip for yourself, which I don't ever think of until after I'm done, is use the adhesive sheets, not the foam ones. When you're running something fine like this through the machine, that way it already has the adhesive. when you remove the die cuts, and you can add it on there easily. Another option, and one of my other favorite tools, it's not a Stampin' Up product. It is the, I love my Xyron machine. Oftentimes when I forget to do what I'm telling you to do, I will grab my Xyron machine and that's how I get it done. So that's my other alternative to that. All right, so this part is done. And then the last thing we're gonna do, and you guys that apparently we're only gonna be doing 2 tonight. I don't want to keep you wait too much past our time slot. Hey, hi, Karen. Thanks for joining. All right, so I was looking down. I didn't see that you had popped in. So I'm gonna grab a piece of rich raspberry. And I just need a little bit for my sentiment. And I'm gonna use, what sentiment am I gonna use today? Thank you for your business. So that means one of my customers will be getting this stamp set, ha ha ha, or this card. Thank you guys. Guys, don't forget to share this video. I appreciate your sharing. I appreciate your time today. Let's grab thank you for your business. And grab my block. Get this lined up. It does not look as even as I think it should be. And all I'm gonna do with this, they say the trick to making sure your stamps align, other than using the Stamparatus, is to kind of just lay it on your desk. Get it lined up as much as you can. Excuse me. And then you see this edge of your block. Well, what just happened there? My light just went out. Sorry about that, guys. And then you just use the edge of that block, line it up with one of the grid lines. And you should be able to pick that up as straight as possible. Okay. Trick number or tip number, I don't even know what that is today, but there was a tip for you. All right, so now I'm going to go in with some embossing. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment out on a strip of rich raspberry. And I'm going to add white adhesive powder to this. That's what I'm going to use. And if you didn't notice, what I'm trying to do is use my grid lines. Karen, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. Well, I haven't seen you in a while, but I haven't talked to you in a very long time, really. We got to catch up sometime. Get that on there. And then I'm going to grab my white embossing powder. So that my sentiment will be white. And if I did not use my embossing buddy, so I have some hangers on, I'm going to call them. So I'm gonna go right in with my little makeup brush and clean it up just a tad. Perfect. Now I have another little tool that I got, and I think I got it on Amazon, thanks to a friend of mine, fellow Stampin' Up demonstrator, and her name is Miss Cathy Irving. And I saw her using it in one of her videos, and it is the best thing, one of the best things that that I have ever seen and I have purchased. It is my little vacuum. And I absolutely love that thing. It does get the fine grip that's on my work table from when I emboss. And then I kind of just go right in there and I clean it up. My little desk vacuum. And it does take the paper, y'all. It does grab that paper. All right, heat embossing tool, heat tool. And I'm just gonna go ahead and emboss. Oh, y'all, this says thank you for your kindness, not thank you for your business, okay? I don't know how I saw that, but I did, but that's not what it says. It says thank you for your kindness. So if you popped out and you've shared this video for me tonight, just make a note in the comment that you shared, and you will be in the drawing for today's card, one of the to receive today's card. So I'm going to trim this to about 1.25 inches. I'm going to make it 1.5 inches just to be safe. I'm probably going to trim it down, but I'm going to cut it to 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to trim it down even further. Maybe I shouldn't need. So it's 1.5 inches. By, let's go with 3 3/4. That's what I'm looking at first. Okay, I'm going to trim it here. I always cut on my sentiments. I always cut on this piece of cardstock that's bigger than I need. It's easier to trim it down to what you actually need than to stamp it really small, really short, and have to cut another piece of cardstock or something. So it's always easier to stamp it on a bigger piece of cardstock than it is to stamp on something smaller. All right, so now I'm going to go in with one of my little decorative edges. Ooh. Sorry about that. I just dropped something. I think I might go in with one of, well, let's see what we're going to do with this. I've not used this side before, so I'm going to punch this and see what it does. Okay, so that just puts a little decorative edge on the cardstock. So that's what it'll do. I don't know that I want that. And then if I did this end, this will round my edges. I think this will be like a corner rounder. Yeah. So I'm just going to round my edge, my corners. My sister and I went to the movies the other day on Monday for the President's Day holiday. And we saw Magic Mike. I think I've seen all 3 Magic Mike movies. Love them. Actually, I love Channing Tatum. That's what I love. And let me tell you, that man did not disappoint in this movie. He did not. He definitely did not disappoint. All right, so this is what we're gonna have. We're getting ready to assemble our card now. And let's see what we have. Well, they bannered it. I could have bannered it, but I'm not going to. So let's go ahead and add some adhesive, I'm gonna go in with foam sheet again. And I just lined this up for a guide. Again, I don't cut it perfectly. Otherwise, I would have pulled out my trimmer and measured. Not the purpose of what I do. It's not necessary for it to be a perfect fit for me on this. And then now this is on here at a little bit of an angle, like that. And so this guy is gonna go on like this. Oops. Like this. Make sure this is lined up on the grid line. And we'll call our second card. Yeah. Trying to find my champagne rhinestones. Okay, well, I don't have that, but okay. These are retired, but these will work too. This is the I think they're called the metallics. Yep, brushed metallic adhesive back, and I'm going to use those to finish up my card. That's the other thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do a series on embellishment, because I also I tend to hoard them too. I tend to hoard my embellishments as well. They're just so pretty. I don't want to use them. All right. So our goal was to case 3 cards, but we actually did 2 in tonight's Chat and Catty. That's what I'm calling it now. So again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I will try to have dimensions for what I used tonight, although I kind of did it off the fly, but I will try to post dimensions in the description box so that you will have those if you do desire to recreate these cards. And yes, Kathy, we will have to catch up. So again, you guys, thanks for stopping in tonight. I hope you'll choose to join me next week. Next week, we will feature the Days at the Farm designer paper from the, by then it'll be retired Sale-A-Bration, and we're going to feature this design, this cardstock right here. And before I go, I forgot, I wanted to mention to you, so my Stampin' Sip class for next month, March, we're getting into Easter, and I want to get started on my Easter cards. So my class will be designed and built around these 2 stamp sets, Rejoice in Him. And this is item number 160711. in the January to April mini catalog. And then for my spring, I think I'm going to look at the 160718 Spring Blessings. And I'm also going to use and focus on the Irresistible Blooms online exclusive set. So our cards for our class for next month will feature these 3 stamp sets. You guys, thanks for joining me again. Have a good night. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week. Happy stamping.